Welcome to Living Large on Little. I'm Beth Stevenson. Today we're going to do the assembly for these dehydrated meals, and so I'll just give you the basic principles and show you a few of the recipes, and you can mix and match and make your own magic. So the first thing that you need are your basic things, the things that are going to go in the recipe as the bulk and the starch or the carbohydrates. So you can choose between rice. This is pre-cooked white rice, instant rice, and this is brown rice, also pre-cooked. I tried doing that myself by cooking the rice from the raw grain and then dehydrating it and then rehydrating it, and it didn't do very well, and so I think buying it ready-made is the better alternative. Here are some dried beans for making chili. We have some pasta, which doesn't need to be cooked first. This will rehydrate with boiling water just fine all by itself. It's kind of already been through that process. And you can use potatoes or anything that strikes your fancy as the basis, anything that's completely dehydrated. So you want to put in your container about, let's do a pasta dish first. Then I'll pour in my 170 grams of the pasta. This will make a very generous meal, by the way. Could probably feed three pretty easily, but for a large appetite, this is going to be good. I have a few dehydrated tomatoes. These are some that I did in my dehydrator. I compared the ones that I did I did some sun-dried and I did some that were in my dehydrator, and the ones that were in my dehydrator turned out a brighter red, but they're not quite as sweet, but they're a lot faster, and so I'm going to use those for now. This is going to be kind of a spaghetti, an Italian dish, and so this is just spaghetti sauce. Came out of a jar that I dolled up with some extra spices and you know, a little extra oregano, a little bit of basil, cooked it down a little bit, and then made a leather out of it. So we'll put this leather into the container. We're up to 201 grams. This is going to be a chicken pasta, I think, so I'll add about 70 grams of the chicken. Pretty generous meat portion, and I think you can't go too far wrong with onions. We're up to 267. That brings us up to 277, and I like mushrooms in my pasta dishes. You don't leave them out. You don't have to have the mushrooms. These are also just cremini mushrooms that I dehydrated in my dehydrator. You can use an oven to dehydrate, but there are, you can do more volume faster in a regular dehydrator than you can in your oven just because of rack space. So we're up to 300 grams. That should be a really nice meal for two people. All that they will do when they're ready to eat it is cover it with water and let it sit for about 15 minutes. Cover it with boiling water, that is. Let it sit for 15 minutes, and I'll have a nice Italian pasta meal. I'm going to seal it up in this bag with, this is the equivalent of the old-fashioned seal-a-meal. It will suck all the air out, and then seal it up nice and tight so that it will have a really long shelf life. All sealed, nice and hard, so I know there's very little air in there, and it'll last a long time like this on the shelf. Although I have a feeling that they will want to use it pretty soon, because I'm making these for my son and his wife who have a brand new baby born today. A rice one. This will be a teriyaki chicken. So I'm going to put in my 160 grams brown rice this time, You don't really want to mix brown rice and white rice in your recipe because the brown rice actually rehydrates a little bit faster than the white rice does, and you want them to be done at the same time. And you just pour the boiling water over them, and they just suck it right up and they reconstitute nicely. It's at 170 grams, and so we'll bring it up to, that's 47 grams. We'll add about that much again. This is teriyaki chicken, or teriyaki leather. It's made with a base like a fruit leather with canned peaches that were pureed, and then I added the soy sauce, the sugar, ginger, vinegar. Vinegar is the thing I left out. Made it into a leather, just like you would a fruit leather, and it will be what gives this a nice flavor. So I'm going to add, this is dehydrated pineapple. This was fresh pineapple, which has a very strong pineapple-y flavor, and it will add a really nice touch to this dish. You can dehydrate canned pineapple as well, and it turns out well, but the fresh pineapple, if it's really ripe, will add a really nice pop of flavor. I can't resist adding some onions. So we're up to 343 grams. That's a lot. That's going to be a big meal for 2 people, but maybe they'll be hungry one night. So pop it in. Seal it up. Ready to go. Okay, I'm going to do one more. We've done the pasta, we've done the rice. You can figure out potatoes your own way. You can do, actually I'm going to do 2 more. I'm going to do a stroganoff one that you can use potato pearls or some other kind of potatoes, but one more of these pasta ones I think might be nice. I'm going to add some of the chopped tomatoes. This is going to be beef stroganoff, so I'm going to add this shredded dehydrated beef. Nice and meaty. In fact, and then we're going to add beef gravy mix because it takes about 1/3 of a cup for a cup of gravy. They can add a little bit of sour cream if they want to when they're going to serve it, but the gravy will form as the food rehydrates. And then a generous handful of onions will be nice, and there you go. That's all there is to it. That meal is ready to just add hot water and eat about 15 minutes later. Yummy. Pop it in the sealer. Okay, last one. We're going to do chili. So 150 grams of dried beans that have been cooked, dehydrated, and then dehydrated. So you can use any color you want. I'm using cooked dried black beans today. I could just rehydrate them, add a little bit of taco seasoning, and they would make a very nice refried beans. But like I've done that in the last week when I had a crowd to serve in a hurry. But today we're going to do chili. So I'm going to use, this is going to be a red chili. This is red chili sauce, my own recipe with fresh tomatoes and tomato sauce, and then all the seasonings and a little bit of pepper flakes just to add some zip to it. And the chili leather that goes in there. I like it kind of saucy, so I'm going to add a generous amount of chicken. It's at 190 grams, so we'll go up to 250 grams. That should be plenty. A few more dried tomatoes might be nice, just to give it a little bit of texture. I'm cutting dried pineapple with these scissors, they're a little bit sticky. So the chicken, the flavoring, the beans, the tomatoes, a generous handful of onions. We're up to 279 grams. I think we'll do a few more beans and maybe the rest of this beef. I have a little bit more of the shredded dry beef. That brings it up to 325, but that'll be a nice flavor. So that'll do it. That'll be a very nice chili dish. When I have made this in the past, the people that ate it said it was the best chili that they had ever had. And they were people that ate chili often. So the fact that it has been dehydrated, it concentrates the flavors and also kind of sweetens the flavors, I think. And thanks for watching. If you like this video, show it by clicking that little like button. I'd sure appreciate it. I thought I would show you how these turn out. This is about 1/3 of the quantity that I showed you in the preparation. This is a green chili chicken dish. It has a few black beans in it. It's got corn in it, and it uses the green chili leather. This is the one. This is one with pasta and bacon and the cheese powder. So you can see this is a little bit soupy. It could have used some more of the pasta, but it's both of them taste fantastic. They're absolutely delicious, and you can mix and match any way you want to do it, and it turns out great.